still? If I'm in my mind at work, would you still? Keep it 100, I'd rather you trust me than to keep it a whole 100, don't got you, I got nothing.
Run for my money. There is nobody, no one that'll run me.
Hey everybody, this is Dan for GemmyD on Cars. Now today is the first time I'm doing this Q&A, and I'm gonna call it my Backseat Q&A. So I posted a question on Instagram last week, just asking about if you could ask me anything you want, you know, life, sports, cars, parenting, anything you want. And I got a lot of good answers, so we're gonna go through them. We're gonna do Instagram first, and then we're gonna go to Facebook. Facebook is where we had the funny questions, but I'm gonna start with Instagram. Okay, got my phone here. Okay. Alright, so the first question is from Get Exhausted. It's my buddy Jeff. Check out his channel, at Get Exhausted. He said, which company is your favorite automotive manufacturer, and what automotive person of the past would you have liked to meet? So, this is sort of easy. I was going to say Ferrari, but I think my favorite manufacturer is BMW. Now, I just had a post on Facebook the other day about how it's funny how our parents kind of shape our tastes in everything, you know, politics, you know, sports, cars, but I think it's BMW because my dad had a 1987 BMW 535 IS, and that was really the first car that I ever fell in love with. It was red, it was beautiful. It actually turned out to be a lemon. I think I mentioned this car before, but that is the car that have some of my fondest memories as a kid with my dad in his red BMW. Which automotive person of the past would you like to meet? I guess it would be Enzo Ferrari, because he started with Alfa Romeo. I love Alfa Romeos, and then he started Ferrari, and you know they are what they are today. So I'd say Enzo Ferrari. Okay, next. This question is from Dylan Fuel. Check out his channel on YouTube. Also, he lives in California. He sees incredible cars every day. I'm very jealous of all the stuff he posts. You know, Pagani's, Koenigseggs, Ferraris, you name it. So he said, "What are my top 3 dream cars?" Now, I might actually do another post on this, so I won't go into too crazy in detail, but my favorite car of all time is an E39 BMW M5, either in Imola red or silver. I just love that car. It's got a naturally aspirated V8, 400 horsepower, no crazy electronics, rear-wheel drive, your foot. I mean, 400 horsepower in a car that's essentially the same size as this car, as my Mazda. We know how cars have gotten bigger over the years, but E39 BMW for sure. That's my favorite BMW of all time. Next, I'd probably say a Ferrari 458, and the reason I say Ferrari 458 and not 488 is because the 458 I think is the last time where a modern Ferrari was the best car on the market. Okay, nowadays in 2018, the Performante, the 720S, the 911 GT2 are as good or better than a 488. I know the 488 Pista just came out, which I don't know much about that car yet, but a 458 was a better car than a McLaren MP412C. You know, 5th gear, top gear, they all said it was better, and I think it's the most beautiful modern Ferrari. I always like the mid-engine V8 rear-wheel drive. I mean, you can't lose with a front-engine V12 Ferrari like the 599, but I would take a 458 over any modern Ferrari. The 488 is now turbo, which loses some of the soul, and it doesn't sound anywhere as good as the other ones. But I take a 488. So that's number 2. Number 3, I don't know. My wife is not a big fan, but I still like Mini Coopers. Okay, I take maybe a 2010 Mini Cooper S, John Cooper Works, all day. Small, you can chuck it around. Rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. What more do you want in a car? So that's my top 3. Thanks, Dylan. Next is from Amy Bauman, my neighbor. She said, what would you want your daughter to drive for her first car? Now, I'm kind of conflicted on this one too, because I was just talking to my wife, and I'm going to give you 2 options, okay? I'm going to say a base Mini Countryman, not an S, okay? It would be so much fun. It's got the space for her friends. It's, number 1, it's fun, okay? That's all you want out of your car, and it's sort of reliable. And then I think I'd go with maybe like a Honda CR-V. I mean, every high school kid in America has a Honda CR-V. I mean, it's safe. It's fun enough for a high school kid. It would be a used car. I'm not buying my daughter anything anywhere close to new. So yeah, I think you can't go wrong with any Japanese car really. But listen, I want her to have a Mini. I want one someday. Who knows if I will or not? But Yeah, I think those are two good choices. Thanks, Amy. And Novitaz, what inspired you to start your YouTube channel? So I started my channel in the beginning of 2017. I was already watching so many YouTube channels, and it was kind of Street Speed 717. I mean, I knew I didn't have the sort of level of cars that he has, but I thought to myself, I could do that. I mean, I had these thoughts of things and cars that I would like to drive, and reactions to when a car comes out at a car show, and I thought I could do that. I mean, I've always been a car guy. I look at car websites every day, all day. So I thought I could do that. And at the time, I thought it could be a way to make a little bit of money while doing something that I love at the same time. Here I am, a little over a year later. I've got a decent following. I wish I had more subs. I wish I was able to make money from this video you're seeing, but that's pretty much what inspired me. Okay, Felicia Ann, what would be your dream muscle car to have? Now, I've said before, when I was growing up, my dad was not into American muscle cars at all. He was into Renaults, Fiats, Alfa Romeos, Datsuns. So if I had to say my favorite muscle car, I'd go with something newer, and I think I would say a Mustang GT350. Not the R, just the GT350. I saw one of them in Chambersburg the other day where I work. It was black on black, and it was honestly one of the nicest sounding cars I have ever heard. I heard it, I saw it coming. I went by, I said, that's a GT350, and it was just unbelievable sound coming from that car. I'll play a clip of that. But I think I would have one of those. I know the Camaro ZL1 is an unbelievable car, but I think I would just lean towards the Ford. Alright, so switching over to Facebook now. I got 21 comments on this. I don't know if it's that many questions, but okay. Mr. Brian Poff, best Marvel movie ever released so far. Okay, now, I saw Black Panther yesterday with my boyfriend, my good friend Will, and it was unbelievably good. I think Black Panther is definitely in the top 5 of best Marvel movies of all time. I think it's the best first movie of a trilogy Marvel has done. I think the first Iron Man way back in 2008 was incredible as a first of a trilogy of a character, but this movie was excellent. I mean, it was beautifully shot. The technology that Wakanda has was unbelievable. Killmonger was probably one of the best villains that the MCU has had. I think Ultron might be the best villain that MCU has had, but I think Captain America: The Winter Soldier is still the best Marvel movie. I mean, Bucky and Cap, that was the best. It's the best one. I mean, everybody I think is in agreement with me. So Winter Soldier is the best MCU movie, but Black Panther is in the top 5 for sure. Alright, Patty Gallagher, best thing about parenting, worst thing about parenting. Okay, the best thing about parenting is how my wife and I are getting to see my daughter grow as a human, and it's kind of it all comes full circle. I mean, I can picture myself as a kid and my parents in the same situations that I am putting my daughter in. Okay, we're taking her to dance class right now, and this Thursday our teacher let us in the room in the last 5 minutes, and I was videotaping her, and it's like I was watching her do this tap dance, and I could feel the love radiating from my body as I watched her do this. It was a thing of beauty. I was kind of getting teary-eyed because I love her so much. I love the smart, crazy young girl that she's becoming. It's like the scene in Bruce Almighty when he's sending those like pleasure vibes to Jennifer Aniston. He goes, pleasure, 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 pleasure. It's like I was radiating love into my daughter as I was watching her do her little stuff. I'll play a clip of that, but it was just a thing of beauty to see her at her dance class, and it's funny to see her it's not funny. It's wonderful to see her grow as a smart young girl. She's 5. I love her more than anything. I mean, it's impossible to comprehend or quantify how much I love my daughter and my wife and my family, but that is the best thing about parenting, is seeing her grow as a young human when she was 0 up to 5. So that is the best thing. The worst thing about parenting right now is dinner time. okay? My daughter is very active. If, as anybody who's watching this, my neighbors, anybody, she's very active. It is almost impossible for her to do what I'm doing, sit still. She gets up from dinner about 50 times, 100 times per dinner. She cannot sit still. It's impossible. It's very frustrating. Holly and I are sitting trying to have a nice meal, and she is all over the place. Daddy, what's this? I'm going to go get this. We played music. Holly played music for her the other day. All she wanted to do was go to the iPad and see, what song is this? What song is this? I said, sit down, eat your food. I say it about 50 times a dinner. It is so frustrating, but just the way that she doesn't listen is the worst thing about parenting. Not the worst thing, but that's what's frustrating me the most as a parent. The worst thing, I don't know if there's a worst thing about parenting. When she was a baby, I was very annoyed with feeding her the little jar foods. It was just so, it was very frustrating to me. So I'm glad that's years behind us, but that was very frustrating. So dinner time is pretty frustrating right now, but I love her. I will always love her. It's very frustrating, but the good far outweighs the bad with her. So Patty, thanks for that question. That was a good one. Okay, Whitney Coleman, the comedian of the group, she said cake or pie. The answer is always cake. Okay, I'm definitely a cake guy as opposed to pie. I mean, fruit pies are okay. Cherry pie, apple pie, pecan pie is probably my favorite pie, but I will take a chocolate cake with peanut butter frosting any day over pie. Alright, the next thing she said was Big Mac or Whopper. I'm going to say Whopper. I, to this day, I've never eaten a Big Mac. My wife loves them. That's her favorite thing at McDonald's. I've never had one, so I'm going to say Whopper. I like Whoppers better. Soft white or daylight bulbs, Whitney. I'm going to say neither. LED Edison bulbs. I have lots of Edison bulbs in my house. That's what I prefer. But if I had to pick one of what you said, I'm going to say soft white. Whitney, you're funny. Alright, Adam Rao. Is a hot dog a sandwich? No, it's not. A sandwich is meat between two slices of bread. A hot dog is rolled meat in a bun. No, it's not a sandwich. Next one, Jean Vanderkolf. I call him Mr. Africa. Does pineapple belong on pizza? No, it does not. Pepperoni, peppers, onions, olives belong on pizza? No. I'm not the biggest fan of Hawaiian pizza, so I'm going to say no. Pineapple does not belong on pizza. If you take me to Hawaii and you give me a pizza with pineapple on it, then I'll eat it. Next question. Is it okay to eat in a car? I don't know. You know, you gotta worry about getting stuff everywhere. These unwrapped Starbursts are pretty good, so the answer is yes. I eat lunch in my car sometimes as my spit's flying everywhere. Yes, it's okay to eat in a car. Oh, best one. Yes, it's okay. Alright, so the next question is from my mother. Which of your parents gave you the confidence to think you could answer all these questions? That would be my mom, because my dad says that my mom knows everything. So, my mom. So, that is it. That's all I got for you so far. That is all the questions that people gave me on my Instagram and Facebook. I kind of wanted to do this because I've never done one before, and I thought it would be kind of fun just to do something different. I like to not stick to the same thing. I like to do car reviews, car shows, my own personal opinions on cars. Like, I'm going to do a video about the 488 Pista when that comes out at the Geneva Auto Show in a couple weeks. I'm hopefully driving my buddy Joe's Golf R in the next few weeks, so I like to mix it up. I like to do different things. So this was fun. I thank all the people who submitted a question, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If this is the first time you're seeing my channel, please like and subscribe. Go see what I got. I haven't had a big hit of a video in a while, so let's try to get one. Maybe this one. So hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one. See ya. Lesson learned. Don't do the child lock when you get in the backseat of your own car and close the door.